fans, what's up? Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoy. And so this is going to be my I think it's about 3 or 3.5 months an update on my seedlings, but I think that we need to do something with them as well, so let's just let's crack on with that. So this is my Stanhopea oculata species seedlings. I got a flask of them, as I say, about 3.5 months ago, and yeah, I unflasked them, and there is a playlist about these guys, and I'll link it down below as well, and I'll put a card of it at the end of this video, so if you want to have a look at them and I got them and how I dealt with them up until now, you can find all the videos there. So I'm looking at these and I'm thinking they're just looking a bit sad. So you can see that we've got some browning leaves, but not only that, what was most concerning to me is that I've got this new growth right here, and it's actually dried up and it's getting black. So I think I'm not 100% sure obviously why that is, but I think this sphagnum moss that you see on top, you see it's full of algae, and I think that the seedlings are they just don't like that at all. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually gonna put them in inorganic media. And I know this sounds, oh my god, this is ridiculous, why would you do that, you know, to transition seedlings from organic media to inorganic media will kill them all. And maybe that's true, but I don't look at you know, moving plants to inorganic media, I don't look at it as transitioning it to something else. I think that if you replicate the same environment, then I wouldn't think that they will really notice much. So this environment here they've got is very wet. So I've got microfiber going through, as you can see, and basically that microfiber goes up to about here, and below here there is ceramis in here, and I think seedling bark. So microfiber basically sits on top of that, and then I added sphagnum moss on top of the microfiber and then just laid all the seedlings in. So when I keep water in this tray, and you can see there is water now in there, that microfiber wicks the water up to here, and then the moss wicks it all up. So this is basically constantly wet. So if I replicate the same you know, setup with inorganic media, I don't think these guys will mind too much. And also I want to have small beads of leca on top of it to prevent algae a little bit. And actually, you know, that slightly drier top layer might be helpful for these, because I think maybe they're actually rotting because that moss is always wet. And I'm a bit scared to you know, have that moss to dry out completely, because that can suffocate the roots. So you know, it is a bit of a, oh, sorry about that, I keep kicking my tripod. So yeah, I'm just hoping that, you know, this change might actually be good. So I don't want to just dump everything out of this pot, because these seedlings are quite fragile. So let me try and just kind of pull them all out one by one, and let's investigate them and see if I'll just maybe try and take some of the moss out, because it looks like maybe some of them have managed to grow roots inside. Maybe they've done it before the moss got so disgusting, so they are okay. So this one here, so you can see it's basically got no roots. It had a new growth right here at the front. I don't know if you can see it. So there is a new growth right here. It's all dried up and black. So, but there is another new growth. Oh, actually there is two growths. So can you see these teeny tiny little things coming out of there? So what I will try and do is, you know, peel these dried sheaths off carefully so I don't damage the plant, which, you know, is it's very difficult because they're super fragile. So I'll do my best and just, you know, just try and do it very, very carefully. And if I can't, then I'll just cut these things off, you know, and just rather than peeling them off completely, even if there is a little bit left, that's okay. But yeah, that looks pretty cool. 2 new growths. Wow, I didn't realize it actually has more growths on here. When I saw this dried growth, I thought it's about to die, but maybe there is still hope for this one. So I'll put this one aside. We can clean them up separately. Now this little guy, no roots, but it's still green. It's got no growths, and I don't know if there is actually even any, you know, any room for the new growth to come out of. But let's keep that one as well. It's nice and green, so we'll see what we can do with that. So I'll just try and take, you know, strings of moss, and then any plants that come out with them, I can then just try and take them out of the moss. Some of them are actually quite well attached. So this one here, tiny piece, pretty much all dried up. I think there is a tiny root. You see this white little thing here? I think there was a little root trying to grow, but probably, I don't know if it's gonna do anything now. It still does have, I think, a tiny green root tip. So yeah, I'll maybe keep it. I mean, I will keep them all in the same community pot. I just want to clean it up and you know, just change the setup so that I can get rid of this algae, because I think it's just quite bad. So let's put this one aside as well. Now this other piece here, let's see if I can wiggle it out of here without damaging any roots that might have grown. Yeah, so it kinda, you see that root is kinda got left in the moss. It just kinda separated itself out. Yeah, so you see all these roots are dead. So that's not good, you know, for a seedling to lose its roots. I don't know if it's gonna do anything now. The last thing I would want, you know, is to set them back. So it did have 2 growths. You can see like 2 of them are together, I think, but it's all dried up, so I don't think there is any life in this left. So this one goes, and let's keep going. So see, so you can see I only took the moss out, so you can see that there is a microfiber just lying on top, so it was in direct contact of the moss, so that's why it's always wet, which is good. You know, I wanted to have like an increased humidity kind of environment for the seedlings, but obviously algae loves that kind of environment as well. So so this little piece here, again, I'm not sure if it's worth keeping it, because so this is the one that I saw the new growth blackening up. So do you see how bad it looks? This new growth is completely dried up. This is completely dead. So you know, there is no life in that. But even this one, I can see that the base of it is rotten, and you see there is really no life left in this bigger piece as well. So that one is gonna have to go. I have to say I had big hopes for that specific piece, because, you know, when I saw the new growth and it was quite big, I thought, you know, it should survive, but obviously that didn't happen. Now I got another one. Again, you can see no life of roots, but it is still green, and I think that I'll maybe keep it. You know, I don't have high hopes for it, but like it's just gonna be similar to those other small pieces here. So I'll just keep them all on one side of the pot, and if they die I can just pull them out without disturbing the other pieces that are a bit more promising. Now this one here is, so we've got 2 growths on this one, and they're both looking okay actually. You know, they're all both green. This has a so the leaf has died from the tip, so I can cut that to keep it green, but it seems alright. There is a small root here with a green tip. I don't know if this is just covered in algae and that's why it's green, or if it's actually actively growing. But yeah, I think that this, we can keep that one. And last but not least, this one seems to have kind of got hold of not just moss, but even like even the media below it. So wow, it's maybe grown like quite a good root system. So let me try and kind of squeeze the pot a bit to loosen up the media, and I'll try and lift it out. Here we go. Wow, look at that root. Yeah, so you see it even got grabbed the bark pieces here, so that's good. But again, you see how base is just covered in algae. So yeah, I don't know if I should even use the hydrogen peroxide. I am a little bit nervous to do it because, you know, they are seedlings, so they will be a lot more sensitive to all these kind of treatments. So I'll maybe just leave it just now and not spray it. But if I see the algae just kind of, you know, trying to expand or kind of keep growing, then I'll do something about it. But you can see it's got the new growth right here, and it's developing really nicely. And I think this new growth actually pushed out those 2 roots here as well. If you can see them, like they're smaller, but they're white new roots. So I think that this new growth pushed them out. I think something is growing here in the middle as well, but it looks very odd, and it's like it's trying to break out of the joint, and it's just not happening. But I'll let it do its thing. But yeah, I think this piece looks all right. Again, it's got the dried leaf tip, but that's all right. Sorry. So that's it out of the pot. So I'm gonna use the same pot. I don't have any more of these 11 centimeter pots, so I'm gonna have to just clean this one up, and I'll be back with a clean pot and we can get those guys potted up. Actually, you know what? I started thinking about it, and oh, sorry again. Honestly, I really need to learn to stay away from this tripod. I think I'm gonna actually get rid of these 3 small pieces here, because honestly, I don't know if I will do anything. Because what I want to do is, for those 3 pieces that actually have new growths and, you know, roots kind of actively growing, I'm gonna switch them into a small pot. So this is a 6 centimeter pot, and I've got like you know, let's call it decorative container, but it's really just a yogurt container. and but they fit quite nicely together, and I can keep, you know, a level of water in here, and it keeps it moist quite well. So I think I'm just gonna use a smaller pot. That will save me a bit of space as well, and yeah, I think that's what I'll do. So let's just start that then. So what I want to do is I'm gonna put a microfiber through it. So I will add, I actually picked out some small leca, and so I just went into my bucket and just picked out the small pieces of leca, and I thought this will be, and actually I think I'm gonna do this with my whole bag, because I have quite a lot of small plants, and very often I need, you know, just the small pieces of leca, small beads. So you know, to try and fish them out every time I need to pot things up, it's just can get sometimes a little bit difficult. So so I'll put a bit of leca at the bottom, and then the rest will be ceramis. So that's them all potted up. So we've got basically 3 left, which, you know, I mean, if one of them makes it, I will be the happiest. So let me just cut these as well. Okay, so here we have it, all set up in a nice small pot. So I'm quite happy with that now. You know, it will take so much less space, and yeah, I might try and maybe cover them as well. We'll see how they go. If they start kind of drying up, I'll try and cover them with you know, a long bottle, so that this tall leaf can actually fit in. And yeah, let's keep following their progress, and let's see how they go. So that was it for today. A bit of an update and a bit of a kind of cleanup and sorting out. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Have a good rest of your day, happy growing, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!